Today, I'm gonna be building a winter zoo in 99 nights in the forest. We've got the beginning of our base, level 4 fire, biofuel processor, boost pad, food source. Everything is going good so far. I already got some earmuffs too. So now that we have all the basics pretty much done, except for I do want to get the last fire, we can now start focusing on the winter zoo. And what I want to do is have it actually out in the winter, which will be way cooler, but I'm not sure exactly how we can do that. Bear traps you can place anywhere, farm plots you could place anywhere, bunny traps, but there's no way we're using those, and the oil drill. So what I could technically do is build some trees around in a square, but it would be really hard to trap them in with the oil drill, especially for the fox. So I think we're gonna have to build our base right here. So what we want to do is get the fire up to max level, and then to actually get them inside of the base and not to just turn around as soon as they get close to the border, we're gonna have to let our fire run all the way out, which will allow them in our base. But then again, the deer will be hungry, so we're gonna have to have a backup plan, which will most likely be hiding in either this tower or that tower back there. But because we're gonna build the zoo inside of our base, maybe we can get some furniture as well. So the icy throne and the snowman would be really good. Some flowers would look nice. We could even have camping chairs and regular chairs so that if you want to watch the zoo, you can do so sitting down for an extra $1,500. Right now though, I do want to get the Arctic fox pelt, but in order to do that, I do want to get a weapon first. And I'm not sure if you can even get a weapon in the icy biome. I'm pretty sure you can get the ice axe and the ice sword, but those are pretty risky to get, especially since I'm gonna have to break open chests like these. And even then, I think they might only be in the blue ones, but let's see. Okay, we got some snowballs. That is exactly what I need too. I wanted to get the snowballs, that way we don't have to axe any animals, we don't have to shoot any animals, we just gotta throw a little fluffy snowball at them and they'll follow after us. There we go, we got the ice axe, but not the ice sword, which will be really useful. It's also turned in daytime, and the deer spawn instantly, but thankfully because of the text that pops up, or I think it's the cutscene, because they don't want anything killing you during a cutscene. That would be kind of annoying. They make it so that the deer despawns and all the animals that are aggravated towards you are now not following after you anymore. Now without a weapon, I'm not exactly sure how I want to take care of this raid. It's kind of hard to do with an axe. I do slow them down a bit. That actually helps. Yeah, okay, the slow effect is helping me to get behind them, so I'm out of reach. There we go. So now I'm gonna go get a weapon, but we can also get the next level fire. Perfect. We'll drop off our furniture for now. Let's go see if we can get a weapon. I'm gonna look for it outside of the icy biome just because I don't want to try to get the ice sword. Might be a little risky. I'm pretty sure you can get spears out of here, which will be good. That'd be really good for killing the foxes as well. There we go. Okay, called it right as we got it. So now let's actually head over there and get the 3 fox pelts, so that way we can get the better protection against the snow. And with that, then it's just gearing up to try and figure out how we want to lay out the base so that we can actually get them inside. And I do want to make it very nice. I don't want to make this a cage or some kind of imprisonment for the animals. I want it to be somewhere where we can house them and they'll actually be happy. Well, that's interesting. Just got a revolver. I picked it up, now disappeared. I think that's happened to me a few times now, where if I get something, it then disappears. That happened to me with a furniture piece from the furniture trader, so I think that might be a bug in the game right now. You know what? I'm gonna head inside of the temple and we can get the blue chest that's inside, which might give us a pretty good weapon. And also, check the update page on Roblox. This feather goes to a giant snow owl. I have no idea how they're gonna actually put that into the game, if stuff's just gonna start flying around, but I am interested to see what actually happens. It's also turning nighttime. I might just stick it out up here because I am out of sprint and I should be safe from the deer. I'm also curious, if I break these guys out, do they just start killing me or do I kill them? Okay, there's my answer. Gotta be more careful with that. But at least it would allow me to take them out one by one instead of all of them coming at me at the same time. Deer also spawned, but we should be safe. Yeah, okay, we're good. We did get frozen shuriken. This could be very useful. I wish you could slow down the deer with these. That would be pretty cool. Not damage the deer, but at least slow them down. Go see what we can get. I do want to find a house really quick because otherwise I'm gonna die. All right, just got 4 pelts. That's more than I need. Deer is chasing me, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the warm clothes. I'm dead. I'm dead. Wait, there is something right here. I might get one swipe, but make sure I stay against this wall so he doesn't come inside. But with that, we should be safe and we'll get the hat that'll allow us to stay out here a lot longer. And then we got to figure out how we want to map out the zoo that we're gonna have at the base. Wait a second. For some reason, I seem to only have 2 pelts. I don't know how, but I do remember the area where we did have more. So I'm gonna go try to look for that. All right, here it is. Grab these and there we go. Got got our Arctic fox hat. We'll put another one over here for a beanie just in case we might want to wear it. Or actually, I'm not sure if you can wear it because now I do have the better hat with the Arctic fox, so maybe not. But let's pick up all our stuff, head back to the base. We'll figure out the layout because I do want to have them close to each other, but I'm not sure what would look the best. We also don't necessarily need the level 6 fire right now, and we might not even need it the whole video. So let's just chop down our wood and put that into our crafting bench, and we'll use it for whatever we might need. All right, so far we have 80 wood and 100 scrap. I'm thinking I want to make shelves for the walls, but I do think that they'll be able to jump over the shelves if they want to. So if I had a section here and a section here and a section here, we could do something like log walls for 3 walls, and then with shelves, 1 big wall across all 3 that would allow us to see into the enclosure. But I do think they'd be able to jump over it. However, I do want to at least try. I do want to try to see if that'll work, because if it can work, if they're not going to jump over it, if they're not aggravated, or actually wait, no, that is a bad idea, because the foxes and polar bears will be aggravated 100% as soon as they see me. So that's a no-go. I think we're going to have to use log walls for this. And I do want to make it very spacious. I don't think I want to use lightning rods either, just because I think they'd still be able to jump over it. Although the lightning rods are tall, they'll be able to jump on top of this part right here. Wood rain storages also might not be the best idea, so I think we're just gonna have to stick with log walls and see how it goes. Or actually, now that I think about it, if I just craft one right here, if we have our walls like this, so we have 1 wall right here, 1 giant wall, 1 wall right here, and then walls separating them, would this work? I don't think they can jump over it. I don't think they can squeeze by it, and it would allow us to use some scrap instead of just wood as well. So maybe we should use these. We could use these for the sides and the 1 big wall, and then in between and on the front, we could use log walls. That way we're really using our resources efficiently, because we're not trying to waste right now. So I'm gonna go get some more scrap, and then we'll see if this works. All right, with this, we'll get the max level fire, and the rest we're gonna put in the crafting bench. And because we have the max level fire, we should be able to get more scrap by looting farther out on the map. We also already have over 100 wood. So far, this is looking really good. But now that I have 120 of each, let's try to build all of our wood rain storages that we can so far, which is actually a lot. See what we can make. Gonna move some of this furniture as well. All right, I do want to cut the farm in right here, but I do want to make it bigger as well. And this does not seem to be enough area right now. So I'm both gonna need a strong axe to cut this down, and we're gonna need to make more torches as well. So let's see what I can do so far. Not really much. Okay, we're gonna drop our wood range storages. Then we're gonna go get a bunch more scrap and get our torches to see what room we can work with. What I'm really hoping for are those 3-story construction looking buildings. What I'm really looking for are those 3-story construction looking buildings, because they usually have a lot of scrap. All right, we got 47 scrap. Gonna craft all the torches we can. We still do need to make 3 more though. We'll place them all in one spot over here right now, but we might move them inside of the enclosures. That way it'll make it look a little nicer. But with these torches placed so far, yeah, we have a lot more room right here. Maybe even enough, but I still do want to go get the strong axe and see what room we can get. All right, furniture trader's back today. We'll get some log benches for the zoo, camping chair, flowers, hedgerow intersection. I think we'll get that just in case. I don't think I'm gonna use it though. There we go. We got a strong axe right in there. I'm also trying to find a giant sack, which I am gonna get out of this chest right here, because if you look at the angle of the sun, it just shows that you're good. Okay. All right, we got a bunch more scrap. Got over 60, which means we can get our last 3 torches. Place the last 3 right here. And with that, we have the biggest possible base. Yeah, definitely enough room for our zoo. So let's chop down this tree and also the tree next to it over there. But now that our base is bigger, let's see how big we want to make this zoo. We're gonna grab all our wood range storages, which might even be enough for the entire thing. So let's just start placing next to each other. I think we're gonna make these a little bit smaller for the foxes and a little bit bigger for the polar bear, and then even bigger for the mammoth. So for right here, this should honestly be the cutoff for the foxes. I think this is definitely big enough. If anything, we'll do it right here. That 3rd shelf will be the cutoff. And then we just got to keep expanding it. Now this is actually interesting. I want to keep this inside the zoo. So I'm going to expand out to the side. And the reason for this is that this will most likely be where the mammoth is kept, which will allow him to have a watering hole area, bunch of water for him to drink. But we are not done yet. We're very close to being done. I might have enough scrap to finish it though. Just need to get it to be right here lining up. So I think I'm only going to make 4 more. Let's see. Does that line up? I think it does. Okay. We didn't need the 4th one. That's fine. We'll put it back here just in case. So we're going to have fox foxes right here in this small section, polar bears, and then this section right here will be where we have our mammoth. Now, I don't know how many of these I want to get. I want to get at least a few foxes because that's pretty easy. At least one polar bear and at least one mammoth. Other than that, I have no idea how many of the mammoths and polar bears we're going to get. But now let's start making our divisions with the log walls. So at the third one right here will be where we divide the foxes. So we're going to have this line up with the edge. Going to zoom out here so I can get it right. Maybe not perfectly right, but okay, I need to move it in one more. Wait, don't have the hammer yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these down for some wood. And with that, we'll build a radar, go get the hammer, and we'll be back. I'm really wondering how hard it's going to be to get these animals in the base. Because the polar bears, they do a lot of damage, but I think the mammoths can launch you. I don't think I've ever been hit by one, or at least launched by one. But we do have enough scrap now, so I just got to take out these cultists. All right, let's build this. All right, hammer's making. Hammer is crafting. Let's grab that and run back home. So let's fix this, and that looks good. So now for the polar bears, if we give them this much room, feel like that would be decently even. Don't think I want to give extra space to the mammoth. I kind of already am with the water, so we'll just keep it like this. All right, that's lined up. The pelt trader is in here, and he spawns in here, I believe. So next time he comes back, if we have the polar bears, bro is probably dead. But now that we have the log walls in the sides, I want to make the log walls in the front. So I'm going to do something like this, and then we'll have this open here to get the foxes in, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. Just need more log walls, so we'll get this wood. All right, we got our wood. Might not be enough though, so we'll put one more right here, and I believe this should block it off perfectly, so we'll leave that blank. Then we need the ones for the mammoth, and I actually do think we have enough. Now for the mammoth, I do want it to be more centered. Gonna do something like this, where this one's phasing through it. That way we have a little bit of room, but then can quickly place the last log wall, and I should be able to jump over like this. So we'll see how this goes. This might be good and it might not. So for right now, I'm gonna leave each of these log walls off to the side. That way we know what to do when we get back to the base. I'm also gonna start letting our fire drain down, and the furniture trader's here, so we're gonna go check out what he's got. More camping chairs, more stools, bean bags, and fairy light doubles. Not bad at all. But now that we have everything pretty much in place, I do want to start getting the animals towards the base. Not sure if, you know what, that might not be a good idea right now, because if they get all towards the base and then I lose them, it would be wasted effort. So I wonder, maybe now. Yeah, okay, no, this would be smarter. Let's put our furniture in there now. That way, when we actually get them in here, I'm not gonna have to fight off the polar bears just to put some furniture inside. So let's go sort all of our furniture so we know what to do with it. Here's what I want to do though. We do have cultists at our base, so I think for right now I want to trap one of them inside the enclosure. That way when there are cultists still alive around our base, that'll bring the fire down even lower. Plus the rain, that helps too. So I'm gonna kill all of them except for one. I think I might have already trapped one. Yeah, already trapped one in here. So let's just pick up the log wall and put that right there, and then we'll kill this one. But this is a good test to see if our enclosure works right now. So far it seems like it is, because he's just stuck in there. So we're gonna leave him there. That way our fire will continue to drain down even faster. But now that we have the hammer, I'm gonna actually use this to go get even more furniture, because with it we can get a lot of furniture that we normally wouldn't be able to. We can get the benches from the church, which would actually look really nice. So we're gonna pick these up, and because the church is not being used, well, not being used as it should, fine to take these. There we go. I see a basketball court back there. That's exactly what we wanted. So let's go pick up our basketball hoop, and I have a genius idea for how to use this, and everybody knows that my genius ideas never fail. What we can also do here is grab the rug out of this room, which would look really nice. Probably put that into the mammoth enclosure, but we'll see. No way. I can pick up bones. I could pick up the bones from inside of the bear's cage. I think we're gonna do that. That would look really cool in the polar bear's cage. All right, let's see what we can get. We can get the rib cage. Get this bone right here. We can get the bones back here. The bear can't hit me, but we're just gonna take a quick med kit. There we go. Now pick up this rib cage as well as those bones. I'm about to die. Is that a syringe right there? Wait a second. They might be experimenting on them. That is very interesting. All right, so for right now, we can't put the bones in here yet because we still have the cultists back there, but we're gonna sort out all the rest of our furniture. We have our big bones, regular bones, then we have our basketball hoop, which I have a genius idea for, and I think that's about it for right now. Our fire is also about halfway down, so while we wait, we'll go get some more furniture. We can also get a green rug out of here, I believe. This might be nice because I do have a lot of orange rug, but I don't think it's able to. There, okay, there we go. I had to just pick up the table. Fire seems to be at about a third. It's looking really good. I'm also gonna make some beds. That way we can put beds for each of the animals, so that way if they want to sleep like a human, they can. No idea how that would work, but just giving them the option. All right, just need a bit of wood and scrap, and we can get the giant bed. But furniture trader is also back today, so let's go talk to him. All right, see what he's got? Nothing too crazy. I'll just take the fairy light single for right now, and then we'll just leave the rest. I'm also gonna get some scrap back here because it should be easier to find. Yep, got 2 engines, 3 engines right next to each other. That is 24 scrap right there. Got some right here as well. Wait a second. We might be able to get this rug. I don't think so though. I can't pick up anything else around it. Maybe this blue rug though. Nope, can't get that either. That would have been nice though. All right, fire's getting down really low. This is good. It should go out sometime in the daytime, which is exactly what we want. Gonna extend it a little bit by using the cultists. That way we can make sure we're not gonna die out of nowhere. So what I want to do is get first the foxes. That should be the easiest. So I think what I want to do is keep the fire going as long as possible so that it runs out just, and I mean just as it turns daytime. Or actually, I think what would be smarter, we're gonna let the campfire run out on its own. Gonna make some food to prepare though. Then we'll go hide in a tower, and then from then we can just immediately go and get the animals without having to worry about timing. I do have to remember where the campfire is though, because the map won't show anymore. Night is approaching already, so the timer is slightly off it seems. So we're gonna head out, go to this tower, and then we're gonna go first get the foxes, which should be the easiest. And the deer's already here. Okay, I hear him. Gonna run up. He already hit me somehow. Don't know how. All right, he's stuck down there. Let's chill inside here, and if a wolf spawns on me, we'll have to take care of it. All right, 3 seconds left. We're just gonna jump down, and now let's go get our foxes. I haven't added anything to their base yet, I believe, so maybe this is a little bit out of order, but with the foxes, it should be easy enough to place the furniture because they don't do too much damage. So we're gonna get a bunch of them following me, and probably a few of them will get stuck behind, but that's fine. We already lost a couple. We got 5 left. I see the base right there. Should be able to bring them in pretty easy. All right, almost there. Grab this. Only got 1 in. We have to get all 4 though. Lead them in here just like this. All right, we got them trapped in there. They still can't hit me, but they're stuck inside of the log walls or the wood grain storages. Perfect. We also got the final bed now. Gonna get the oil drilled preemptively because we're probably gonna need it. Put it off to the side back here. For the giant bed, we're gonna put that where the mammoths are gonna be, right back here. Probably step on it and break it, but that's fine. Good bed we'll put in here for the polar bears, but for the foxes, we're gonna have to put 2 of the small beds because there are a bunch of them. I have to do it carefully too. Put this one right there. Put this one right there. Okay, we're good. I think I just got one. No, okay, that's not good. I think one of them stuck under the bed. He is stuck under that bed. What? How in the world did you get up here? Okay, you know what? The one got out from underneath the bed, so that's perfect. All right, we're gonna leave them like that. All right, let's do the same thing. Lead him over here. Deer is hungry. I am a dead man. Deer is stuck though. The deer is stuck. Okay, we should be good. Gonna take a bandage preemptively. I am not building a deer zoo. I promise you that. I would not even try that if it were $10,000 on the line. Actually, you know what? I would. If someone wants to pay me $10,000 to do this, I will happily do this. I think anybody would do this for 10,000. All right, we're good. Now we just gotta get this fox back into the habitat and we'll be fine. Wait, why are there only 3? Where's the 4th one? Where did the 4th one go? I have no idea. I'm not seeing him, so that is not good. But at least we have 3 in there. They have 2 beds. Wait, okay, no, I thought I saw 4, but it was just 3. Interesting. Base is looking nice though. Now we just gotta get the polar bear in here, but before doing that, let's start placing our furniture. So for the bones, they're all going inside of the polar bear enclosure. Put some big bones back here, scatter some little bones around it. Where in the world did you come from? All right, well, I guess we found the 4th one. Wait, no, that's the 3rd one. How did you? Oh, I think it jumped over. I think he jumped over through the bed or with the bed. Don't know how to get him back up though. They were getting back up pretty easy, but now they're not. I think what I'm gonna have to do is open the wall again. Get all 3 of them over here. Perfect. Now loop around like this. Close the door. That's good enough for now. And he jumped over it. That's okay. I have to how did you jump over it? I have to get them off of me with aggro, or off of the aggro. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this. That looks a lot nicer. And then yeah, okay, there's 1 back inside. There's 2 back inside. Okay, great. Now lead them all to the left side here, inside of the wood range storages, and then just around here. Get far enough away, and then we should be good. Yep, looks pretty good so far. So now we can continue placing our bones. All right, this looks pretty nice. This is the polar bear's lunch. Now keep in mind, these bones are technically other animals' bones, and we are using them for decoration, but it is a game, so we're just gonna have these as decoration and pretend that this is the polar bear's lunch. Now, for the basketball hoop. We all know that polar bears play basketball, which is exactly why we're putting it right there. I have never seen a polar bear that can't play basketball, so that's good. Let's go see what else we got, though. We do have a lot of tables. Now, I do want to use these. We're going to use 2 thin tables in the fox enclosure like this for their food. So, just to keep ourselves safe, gonna drop in the food, and I dropped it myself. But there is their food. They can eat up whenever they feel like it. We also have an icy throne, a snowman, and a chili bin. The chili bin we'll put right next to the fox's food. The snowman we'll put as a defender for the away team, even though there's only one team. And then the icy throne, we're gonna have to place that when the deer is not trying to murder me. Okay, this actually works out. They don't have to go anywhere. He's stuck in there, so maybe I can place the icy throne while we wait for the... Okay. He doesn't like me. He did not like me. Okay, he's stuck in there now. All right, we're at the next day. The icy throne is going for the mammoth because he's the king of the ice biome. Put it right here in the corner. Looks very nice. We also got a bunch of meat from the wolves that kept spawning on us. I do need to get the fire started though, so we're gonna put a morsel into the biofuel, quickly cook all of our meat, and that's good enough. And then for the polar bear, this is what is gonna be his food. So let's grab some tables. His food will be right back in here. Put a few just around here, just like this. All right, that looks good. Then we're gonna have a bunch of food, so we're gonna put an even bigger table for the mammoth, just like this. And I have no idea what mammoths eat, but I'm assuming they can eat vegetables, so we're just gonna put a bunch of vegetables in stew. We're gonna add more, but so far that's what we got right now. We can also add another table that I just found, and then we'll see what we can do with this. Still do have these hedgerows. Not sure how we can use them. Maybe for the mammoth, we could put them as some kind of decoration right here. We're also gonna put some bean bags for the foxes. They can just chill on these if they want to, as well as a fairy light single right here. Give them a nice look. We'll add some flowers around the garden for the mammoth as well. And this base is looking very nice so far. It's just we got the hardest part coming up soon, where we gotta get the mammoth and the polar bear in here. Now the last thing we have are rugs, except for all the chairs for people who want to visit the zoo. But the deer's hungry tonight again, so just one more day and we'll go get probably the polar bear first. All right, turn in daytime. Let's go place these, and then we'll quickly get the polar bear before it turns daytime. I think we'll have the... I have no idea how you got out of your enclosure. Okay, he's back in. That's good. We'll have the orange rugs be for the mammoth, because the mammoth do want a lot of space. I actually asked them on Zillow last night. We're gonna put them all together like this. There we go. And then a green rug in the center here for the polar bears. So with that, let's go get the polar bear and see just how hard this will be. Hoping it won't be too hard. I do want to get them pretty quick. Now we don't have to hit him in order to get him to aggro on us, so that's good. But I do have my snowballs from earlier for the mammoth. There he is. Come here this way, my good sir. I actually have a new movie I want to cast you in. And what? Yo, why are you hitting the foxes, man? Didn't know you could even do that, but I guess you can. Is that a bunny riding a... All right, I've seen it all. That is pretty interesting. Almost back to the base though. Gotta make sure I pick up the log wall as soon as we get there. Almost there. Almost there. Gotta pick up this blueprint. Gotta make sure I click it too. He's inside. Now I just gotta run off like this. No way you can jump that. Ain't no way bro can jump a 17-foot log fence. Okay, this is interesting. It might be because it was slightly off place, so we're gonna pick it up. Where's he at? He's still at our base. See if we can get him to come towards us. There we go. Now if I go backwards, if I go towards the end of the base like this, he should be stuck. There's no way he's jumping over that. Okay, so then I'm gonna go all the way around, far away out of his reach or his sight. Quickly come back over here and place this. Don't let him jump over there. Get him back here. He's stuck again. Get out of his sight, and that's good. We have the polar bear now inside of our zoo, and he won't be able to see me from here. We have our foxes chilling in the corner. Don't know where the third one is. I actually don't know. Wait, I think he's back there. I have no idea how he got out. So let me bring him back in. Third fox is back in the enclosure. Polar bear's in there. Maybe he's gonna enjoy his food soon. Pelt trader, I am hoping that you do not oh, okay. All right. The pelt trader has some moves. As for the cultists though, two cultists, they might become the polar bear's next lunch. And how did this fox get out? I have no idea. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Close it off again and get very far away so that way they're not chasing me. I have no idea how they keep getting out. I think these beds might have to go, or they might have to move to the center because he did just get out again. Gonna pick these two up. Gonna pick up this wall as well. And it looks like all the foxes are gonna be staying out tonight because the deer's hungry. All right, he's staying right there, so he should be good for a little bit. I wonder if he can hit me. He can hit me. Okay, not gonna stay there, but I can. All right, we're good right here. He's trying to scratch me, but he can't get me. They're back in the base. One right here in the center, and another one right here next to it, so that way I can get out, but they can't. Polar bear seems to be coming after me, so I'm gonna go far away. But now, I think today is the day we go get the woolly mammoth. So let's see how this ends up. Actually, never mind. I need some food. I'm about to die. But while we wait for our food to cook, I'm gonna put some fairy lights here behind the food, and then some fairy lights in the garden right here. All right, pick up our log wall in advance. Should help. Now let's go get our mammoth. We got our snowballs ready. See, there we go. There's one right there. Now I'm glad that they're pretty fast. They're not super slow, so we should be able to follow us back to the base in no time. And I do have to do this fast because we got about a minute till nighttime. I also gotta stay close because if I don't, then he doesn't follow me anymore. All right, almost back to the base. Got to get our log wall out. Control is on, or shift lock is on. Please do not launch me to Narnia. I'm dead. Okay, I don't even know where I'm at. I think I'm upside down, but we're gonna get a quick revive, and he should be stuck in the base. I still have my log wall blueprint. No idea how the mammoth got in here. Wait, yeah, how did he get in here? The fire's on. How did the fire even turn on? Not sure. But with that, I see we have our 3 foxes. Polar bear is about to jump out. Really hoping he doesn't. Or maybe he's trying to eat that cultist. I have no idea. Kind of looks like it. Mammoth is sideways. That's pretty cool. Maybe he's just having a bad day. But this does look very nice. We have a nice spot for our mammoth. We have a nice spot for our polar bear, who is trying to viciously murder me. Snowman defender is still on his game. I respect the grind. And we got our foxes that have a cultist in their base, so we'll take care of that. All right, all 3 foxes are in the base. And with that, that is our winter. Wait a second. I almost forgot. Let's turn the fire back on. That way we won't die. Do have a bunch of oil back here as well. All right, but the animals are still inside the base. The mammoth base does look really nice. I do like the carpet, but I do want to get the last little bit of food for the mammoth. And then I also want to put the torches inside of their base. We'll put a torch right next to their food for the foxes, then in between the bean bags. For the polar bear, we'll put 2 on each of the sides of his bed, and we'll give a bunch to the mammoth because he doesn't like killing me. Put 2 on the sides of his bed as well. Put some behind where he eats, and then 2 behind the garden right here. And this does look very nice. This looks very cozy. I would sleep here just without the mammoth trying to step on me. But we also have to fix our seating because we do have a lot of chairs and we haven't used them yet. So for the mammoth, we'll use the pews, but we do have to take out all these trees first. All right, just took care of that. Now let's place all our benches right here. There we go. That'll be our seating area for the mammoth. Then for the camping chairs, we'll have those be for the polar bear. And then all the other chairs, like the stools and the log benches and wooden chairs, we'll put for the foxes. So let's put all these around here. Just kind of spread out, just like you would come out with your own chairs. And there we go. But lastly, for these chairs right here, we don't have too much room to place them, but we can incorporate the log benches with the bench that comes with the fire. Also put our wooden stools. Not the greatest looking, but with that, we are done with the base. So let me give you the quick winter zoo tour. Move these off to the side first. There we go. All right. So as you can see here, we have our first enclosure where when you sit down here, you get to see absolutely nothing. But if you have employee access, you actually get to go to the side of the building right here where you'll see we have 3 Arctic foxes complete with their own cooler for whatever they might need. They have their own stew, which they haven't eaten yet because they're probably never going to. It is quite literally a video game. They have 2 beds right there, 2 bean bags, fairy lights. Looks very nice. But for our second enclosure, we actually have a polar bear who somehow hasn't mauled the pellet trader to death. Looks like he's having a good day today. In here, we have bones from his previous lunch. He has his own rug and basketball hoop for when he wants to play basketball against the snowman right here, who actually has some of the best defense I've ever seen in my life. Polar bear still hasn't scored on him yet. He's got his own bed, as well as a table full of meat for whenever he wants to eat it. And lastly, for my favorite part, we have the mammoth base. Looks like he's taking a bath in the watering hole right now. He's got his own bed, 4 rugs, a bunch of carrots and stews because I'm not sure what mammoths eat right now, and his own garden with a throne off to the side because he is the king of the ice biome. But with that, that is our zoo. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.